Билеты взяла?
How's it going? How many got? Two?
Давай.
Juneau, capital of Alaska. Look how pretty. I love the south. We have about 33,000 people that live here year round, and probably around 6,000 or 7,000 that come here during the season to help out. We get 1 million people in here a year, one of the busiest vacation ports in the world. And when you go through our town area up here, you can see how crowded it might get. We can have as many as 7 ships in here in one day. And it's fun to drive around here. I do have one job for y'all as we go through the middle of town. If y'all can count how many jewelry stores we have. I lose count around 20, so I know it's more. I don't know. But somebody asked me how come there's so many of them, and I'm like, the only thing I can say is if they weren't making money, they wouldn't be here. If they get here the day before the first ship and open up shop, and after the day after the last ship comes in, they're boarded up. And our season basically lasts from the end of April to the first week of October. There is one store down here that is my favorite. We're coming up on the right-hand side. The Alaskan Fudge Company. It is awesome. I got a big, really bad sweet tooth, and that's my favorite place. I go at least twice a week. We'll go to the dinner thing on the way back. But there are some really good places here to eat. We do have the Red Dog Saloon right in front of us. Probably the most popular or well-known saloon in Alaska. It has White Earp back in the early 1900s left his pistol there, and it's on display in there. And their signature drink is called the Duck Fart. And I went in there and asked the bartender, I said, what makes a duck fart? He looked at me with a big old smile, and he goes, you squeeze it. But they also have, it's a great ambiance in there. It's really worth it. Even if you don't eat in there, it's a great place to just kind of have gold dust in their pockets. And after a few drinks, they get a little bit loose when they reach their hands in there, and it would be gold dust, hit the ground quite a bit. So they would sweep it at the end of the day, and they actually made twice as much money on that than they did selling the drinks. You got some eagles flying above us right over there. And we got about 20,000 eagles, so you will see some on the way out. And they like cloudy days, so there'll be a little bit more of them out. Now when we go through Main Street, look down the right side, there's a brown building with a couple flags on top of it. That's our Capitol building. And it was voted the Christmas tree this forest this year, which is kind of fun, as everybody's all excited. This is kind of cool here. You got the elementary school, followed by the middle school, followed by the high school. Over to the left, you've got the college. Around the corner, you've got the retirement home, the hospital, and the cemetery. They call that the circle of life here. We're all within about 3 blocks of each other. Now, Juneau is basically a pseudo island. There's no roads that lead in and out. The locals say there's only 3 ways to get to Juneau, and that's by boat, by plane, or by birth canal. This road here, Egan Highway, goes from one side of it to the other, about 60 miles, and on the end of it, on both sides, there's a sign that says end of the road. But we're basically surrounded by glaciers and by mountains and by water, so there's really no way to build a road out of here. They've looked into it a couple times through the glaciers and the mountains, but it just wasn't cost effective. Now we get about 90 inches of rain back in town area. Now where we're going, which is only about 10 minutes away, only gets around 45 inches. They say that the way that the mountains are constructed around here, that it kind of deflects a lot of the rain clouds and everything, where they don't get as much down the valley. If you look in front of us, a little to the left, you'll see a gray building with a red roof on it. That's our hatchery. And the salmon have actually started to run a little bit early this year. They have it. It's not usually starts in the middle of July, goes to the middle of August. But they've been they started a little bit early. And you know what the salmon said when he hit the wall, right? Damn. Like I said before, we have about 20,000 bald eagles that live in Juneau, or in the whole area. This is actually the 3rd largest city, or actually the 2nd largest city in the U.S. in land area. Sitka's first, and number 4 is actually Jacksonville, Florida. Built by the government because there was the highway to the right of us used to be the main highway, and when they built this, the people over to the right lost their oceanfront property, and so they were upset, so the government made them these 2 lakes coming up. And if you look to the left, Gaston Channel, earlier today there was high tide, it was like a huge river, and now it's low tide, and you can actually walk across it. There's like a 24-foot difference between low tide and high tide. Here's the second of the twin lakes. go through this intersection here, look up. Oh, we got a nice one flying right there, over to the right. And if you see one that doesn't have the white head, they're called, those are juveniles. They don't get their white head until like this. Oh, you'll see them over the sand too. Oh, yeah, definitely. But there's one up there, the light pole to the left. They like the light pole. That's one of the juveniles. And you'll see them over to the right in the top of the trees.
Oh, you can see
Another one on the light pole here on the right. And there's more over there in the tree line. overflow, somebody doesn't want to get on the bus on time, and I have to leave somebody at the glacier, and I really don't like it. It makes me feel bad. I sleep good, but it still makes me feel bad. But it just makes it easier for everybody if everybody's on time. My first 2 boats today were awesome, so keep that up. What to do there? There's right behind the shed of the ranger shed is a restaurant. To the right of that, on the hill, is the visitor center. If you don't feel like walking around, it is got they've got an elevator to get up there. They've got a ramp. They've got stairs. Very cool place. They can show a movie up there every 20 minutes. It's about a 15-minute film. They got great. It's warm in there. It's relaxing. If you feel like a little bit adventurous and want to see something really cool, go to Nugget Falls. I've never had one person tell me that, that I shouldn't have told them that. It's about, for me, I can make it down there and back in about 40 minutes. If you get halfway there, there's a picture point, a photo point, where you can take pictures of both the glacier and the Nugget Falls. If you get there and you just don't, if there's not enough time or whatever, then turn around. The worst thing you can do is be late, because then you won't get your tram ticket, and then all kinds of problems happen. If you get there and back, I would do Nugget Falls first. If you get done and you still got time, there's other trails, small ones. There's the visitor center. There's the open pavilion type place to the left of the ranger shed. There's all kinds of stuff to do. But if you can make it down to Nugget Falls, it's worth it. It's beautiful down there. And the walk is beautiful, and the end result is beautiful. That's it's almost like snowing some days. Now, one thing you have to be really, really careful about is there's been a whole flock of ducks that have been landing all over the glacier, so there's a lot of cracks in the ice right now. Oh, somebody, give me some of that. But if you go out and explore, whether you can get around good, whether you can't, just get out as much as you can. It is worth it. It is a beautiful day to do it. You don't get much better than this as far as the temperature. And like I said, when you see the glacier, you'll see why you want to see it when it's cloudy, because it's the best way. National Forest is 17 million acres big. And they're taking the national Christmas tree from it this year. Yeah, which everybody's excited about right there. So you get an extra few minutes too at Glacier. So I'll be picking you up at what time? 3:30. You get an extra 5-10 minutes here. And I do strongly recommend either the Visitor Center or Nugget Falls, or both. If you want to go to Nugget Falls, go to the left. You see the ranger shed in front of us. Okay, to the left of that, you'll see a path and you'll see signs that, with directions to go to it. But it is a wonderful, I got it, it's my screensaver on my phone. Very beautiful place. But the visitor center is beautiful too. And that open pavilion to the left is a nice place just to sit back and relax. Get some great pictures of the glacier. I will pick you up. Look out. This is the first spot. There's 4 more right behind us. I'll be in one of those spots. Give me 1 second to make sure everything's okay. I like the hair. Yeah, very pretty. Have a good time?
Yeah. О, нехорошо. But remember, he's got to be in one of the 4 spots where he can't close. Oh, you're
I'll wait for him. I'm gonna wait for him.
Потом туда пойдем.
Go down and take a pictures.
That's how I feel about holding hands, right?
Да, потом туда.
Хотя мы можем сами вот.
О, какое-то растение. Ух ты.
Can we wait over there?
Наша вода подлетать текла и
You want one bottle?
заледенела, да? Там видишь, на балконе вид шикарный.
Да, идем налево сейчас. Потом на обратном пути.
Вон вертолет.
Да.
Прям, знаешь, девственные лица,
Ага.
да?
Да.
Похоже на цветочек, это дерево. Ну, оно, видишь, дикое.
Дикая.
Елка, смотри, такая красивая.
Ага.
Куда идем? Туда? Или туда?
Фоткаться будешь или сразу туда?
А там что, фоткаться?
Да, фотопоинт.
А, пошли.
Ух, еще ближе. Как красиво. Так, направо. Направо, направо. Направо, не говори, пошли. Быстро, 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 быстро. Тс. Вот, красиво.
הוא היה שחור על לבן.
Ух ты.
Вон люди там тоже есть. Давайте фоткаться. Ой, пойдешь?
Ого. Инга, табличку почитай. Арсен, видел? Табличка. Табличку видел? Вот надпись.
Пойдемте быстрее. Я пойду обратно и посмотрю.
Иди, иди. Уже будет поздно. Be careful. Угу.
А вот я почитал, что написано.
Не почитал?
Прочитал.
А, прочитал. Be careful.
Интересно, если я найду медведя.
Ага. Или он тебе. Ему тоже будет интересно.
Было видео, где кто-то на велосипеде там катался, а он убил медведь. И быстро убежал.
Наверное, без велосипеда.
Не, веселел там.
С велосипедом. Ясно. Очень красиво. Спасибо, мама.
Не пей из меня, козленочком станешь. Боже. Это мы только пришли, у него жена.
Да.
Мой мальчик идет нормально, не плачет. Идем быстрее.
Straight ski.
Now, have you ever
Угу. Пляж.
Прям пляж.
Прям холодный-холодный.
И там посмотри, работает.
Угу.
Он на воду. Тогда еще не было удобства. Пошли, Арсен, пойдем, сынок. Вон там променад. Пошли быстрее, здесь узкий проход, чтобы вы не боялись. Иди, Господи.
Да. Да.
Nó sẽ chuồn ra.
Окей.
Блядь, я просто так хорошо вышла.
Что это вдруг? Second floor, please. No, second.
시애틀에서 비야.
Куда? А вот же окно. Окей. Не. Пошли.
This is just
straight up creepy.
Now that, the feel of this compared to this, it's totally, you would think this would feel better,
He's so soft.
but this feels much better.
Looks like brown to me, don't look black.
This ball.
See what I did? The Eskimos.
He was right where Tucker was. Wait, where? Should we go back where we were?